My beloved child, listen closely to the whisper that comes not from the world, but from the quiet of your own heart. I must speak to you today with urgency, with a warning that feels heavy but necessary. There are truths that cannot wait, truths that will shape your path if you hear them in time. Be careful with your brother because he is, not as he appears, not as you have believed him to be. There is a shadow over his spirit, a hidden restlessness that moves behind his eyes, and it stirs a storm you cannot yet see. You have grown up with him by your side, laughing together, sharing secrets in the silence of late nights. You have trusted him because blood flows in common veins, because love was thought to be unconditional. But my beloved child, love does not blind you to danger when the soul carries intentions you cannot yet understand. Watch closely, for what seems innocent may have a weight that bends toward harm, not out of malice that is obvious, but out of desires that twist the heart in ways subtle and quiet. Your brother has been walking a path that calls him away from the light, though he hides it beneath smiles and casual words. I see you wondering, could he truly mean harm? Could this be real? And the answer, my beloved child, is both yes and no. He is not yet fully awake to the consequences of his actions. He moves with impulses that have roots in impatience, envy, and a hunger for control that whispers like a shadow inside him. And though he is your brother, though you have shared your earliest memories together, you must not ignore the signs. Do not be afraid, my beloved child, but be wise. The danger is not in his words, not in the love you have shared, but in the choices he may make when pride and fear intertwine. The world has already placed pressures upon him. Opportunities he does not fully understand, rivalries that his heart cannot navigate. And in those moments of confusion, he may turn without thinking toward actions that hurt not only himself but those around him, including you. I see the tremor in his steps when no one watches, the way his gaze sometimes hardens in ways that are unfamiliar. These are not accidents. They are signs of a spirit wrestling with forces that it does not yet command. Remember, my beloved child, that the bond of blood is sacred, but it is not a shield. You must guard your own heart even as you hold space for his. Be gentle, yes, but alert. Pay attention to the small betrayals that hide in laughter or in flattery. Notice when he speaks of others with bitterness or when he turns conversations toward himself, cloaked in charm. These are the currents of a deeper unrest that cannot be ignored. I see now that you have already felt this unease, though you may not have known how to name it. There are nights when his absence or his words leave a chill behind, when intuition pricks at your mind and tells you that all is not as it seems. This is the voice of the Spirit guiding you, my beloved child. Do not silence it. Do not dismiss the tremors in your heart. They are messages sent to you by a higher understanding, whispering that you must walk carefully, that trust must be balanced with awareness. He will test you, in ways subtle and slow. Not openly, but in the corners of your life where you least expect it. A misstep he encourages, a secret he keeps, a promise he bends. Each one will feel small at first, almost ignorable, yet they accumulate like drops of water that carve stone. You may want to confront him outright, to demand honesty and accountability, but understand that confrontation too soon can awaken defenses that make truth harder to reach. You must weave patience with perception, watching, listening, and observing the patterns that emerge over time. There is a friend or acquaintance in his life who feeds his ambition and his restlessness. This person is a mirror of desires he does not yet fully comprehend, a whisper that tempts him toward choices that could fracture your bond and his own path. You may see them together, laughing, planning, and it may appear harmless. But do not be deceived by appearances. The energy that surrounds him is changing him in ways that the eye cannot see, and if you are not careful, you may be caught unprepared by the outcomes of these hidden influences. My beloved child, I know you love him deeply. And yet, love must sometimes wear the guise of caution. Protect yourself not out of malice, but out of wisdom. There will be moments when your heart will ache at the thought of watching him from a distance, restraining your impulses to intervene, to speak the truth that he may not be ready to hear. These moments will test your faith, but remember that distance does not mean abandonment. It means stewardship of your own soul, keeping your inner light intact while allowing him to confront his shadows in his own time. There are memories that bind you to him, threads woven from years of shared laughter, shared tears, shared childhood wonder. These threads are sacred, yes, but they must not blind you. Do not let nostalgia dim your sight. See him as he is, not as he was or as you hope him to be. Observe his choices, observe the impulses that rise in him when no one is watching. This is not paranoia, it is spiritual vigilance, the art of discerning truth beneath the surface of appearances. And there is something he covets, something he fears losing, though he cannot name it fully. It may be recognition, it may be status, it may be a sense of control over circumstances he feels slipping. These hungers twist his actions, though he does not yet fully perceive their reach. My beloved child, the subtle manipulations, the small deceptions, these are his attempts to hold the world steady while he wrestles with inner chaos. They are not entirely malicious, but they are dangerous nonetheless, because they can ripple outward, touching lives and hearts beyond what he imagines. You may feel conflicted when you see him acting in ways that unsettle you. You may even question your own perception, wondering if your love for him has clouded judgment. Trust yourself, my beloved child. The spirit within you, that quiet voice that whispers when the world is loud, is not mistaken. There is truth in the unease you feel. There is clarity in the instinct that tells you to tread carefully. Listen to it, honor it, and let it guide your steps as you navigate the complexities of his presence in your life. And yet, do not abandon hope. He is not beyond redemption, nor is he irreparably lost. The seeds of goodness still reside in his heart, waiting for nourishment from honesty, accountability, and self-awareness. There will be moments when you sense glimpses of the brother you have always known, the one who laughs easily, who comforts, who cares, but these glimpses must be held gently. They are reminders that even in the presence of danger or hidden motives, love and compassion remain possible, and can be your guiding light through the uncertainty. I see now that there are choices you must make to protect both yourself and him. Boundaries must be drawn with clarity and firmness, though always with the recognition of shared history and bond. Do not let guilt dictate your actions, for guilt is not the voice of wisdom. It is the echo of fear and attachment that seeks to blind you to reality. Be clear, be patient, be observant. Let every interaction be measured, not by suspicion alone, but by the deep understanding that every action has consequence, and every word carries energy that moves both hearts and futures. You may find allies in this journey, people who recognize the subtle shifts in his behavior and who can support you in maintaining your own peace. Seek their counsel quietly, without revealing your fears to him prematurely, for revelation too soon may ignite defenses and make the path more treacherous. Align yourself with those who honor truth, integrity, and the spiritual discernment that guides a heart toward safety without extinguishing compassion. My beloved child, the hours will come when you are tested not by overt conflict, but by silence, by absence, by the unspoken tensions that arise between you and him. These hours are heavy, yet they are also gifts, for they teach vigilance, patience, and the power of discernment. They teach you to navigate relationships with wisdom, to recognize the currents of intention beneath the surface of behavior. And they remind you, always, that love must be accompanied by awareness, for only then can it be truly protective and nurturing. Remember, too, that prayer, reflection, and connection to your higher self are your shields. When the heart is heavy with concern, when confusion threatens to blur your sight, turn inward. Seek guidance not from fear, but from clarity and intuition. Ask for understanding, ask for the courage to maintain your path with integrity, and ask for the ability to see your brother with both compassion and caution. In this, you will find a balance between love and protection, between attachment and wisdom. And as you walk this path, my beloved child, know that your vigilance does not make you unkind, nor does it make you distant. It makes you wise. It allows you to honor the bond of blood while safeguarding the spirit that lives within you. There will be moments when this is painful, moments when you long for the simplicity of trust that once was, but understand that true love often requires courage, discernment, and the willingness to face hard truths. My beloved child, now that you have opened your heart to the awareness of what stirs in your brother's spirit, you must understand that the trials ahead are not always loud or obvious. Some dangers come wrapped in smiles, in casual words, in gestures that seem small and harmless. Yet each one carries weight, and each one tests your vigilance, your discernment, and your patience. Be alert, my beloved child, for what you may dismiss today as trivial may, tomorrow, grow into consequences that touch the core of your life and the life of those you cherish. You will notice subtle shifts in his behavior, shifts that at first appear as moods or fleeting frustrations. Do not underestimate these signs, for they are messages from the spirit, echoes of hidden unrest that, if left unchecked, may lead him toward choices you cannot easily undo. He may speak of ambitions, of opportunities, of desires that seem innocent but are laced with a hunger that cannot be satisfied without consequence. These words may charm you, draw you in, or even make you doubt your own intuition. But my beloved child, trust the voice that speaks quietly within you, that whispers caution in the stillness of your heart. There will be times when he will come to you seeking advice, seeking guidance, even seeking comfort. Listen, yes, but do not surrender your clarity. His questions may seem simple, even innocuous, but they may carry undercurrents, subtle tests of your judgment, your patience, and your loyalty. Observe not only the words he speaks, but the energy behind them. The urgency, the tension, the shadow that sometimes flickers in his eyes when he believes no one is watching. These moments are mirrors, my beloved child, showing you the paths that lie ahead if he continues unobserved by conscience or wisdom. And you may feel sorrow, my beloved child, for love is not absent even in the presence of caution. The bond between you and him has been formed in the fires of shared history, laughter, tears, and moments that time cannot erase. But love must not blind you to the signs that the Spirit offers. Love must not prevent you from standing in the truth, from observing what is, rather than what you hope it to be. There will be nights when you feel your heart breaking quietly, when the weight of awareness presses upon you like a stone, and yet you must endure. These are the tests of spiritual courage, the exercises of the soul that prepare you to act with wisdom rather than reaction. Your brother will not act maliciously out of obvious intent. His danger lies in subtlety, in choices made in haste, in pride, in envy, in the shadows of desire that he does not yet recognize fully. You will see him make decisions that seem small, trivial even, and yet the ripples will reach farther than you imagine. A harsh word spoken to another, a secret kept from someone he should trust, a minor betrayal, all these accumulate like drops of water carving through stone. And when the tide of consequence rises, you must be ready to protect yourself, my beloved child, to shield your spirit without cutting the thread of compassion that still binds you to him. There is a friend or influence in his life, one who encourages his ambition and his restlessness. This presence may appear supportive, even kind, but the energy it brings is not neutral. It stirs the waters of his heart, pushes him toward decisions that satisfy desire but neglect responsibility, and may even tempt him to test boundaries that should remain sacred. You will see the subtle patterns forming, the way he spends his time, the whispers of conversation that shift in tone when he thinks no one is listening, the small but repeated lapses in judgment. Observe all these signs, my beloved child. They are the footprints of a path he may walk without awareness, and your vigilance can guide you safely around the ripples that follow. Do not be surprised if you feel moments of doubt, moments when you question your own perception, your own interpretation of events. These doubts are natural, for the heart longs for harmony and fears conflict, especially with someone so close as a brother. Yet the heart's desire for peace must not cloud discernment. Trust in your inner guidance, my beloved child, the quiet voice that recognizes truth even when the world or your brother's charm seeks to convince you otherwise. This voice is your ally, your guardian, your lamp in the darkness of uncertainty. And now, my beloved child, there will come a moment when his choices intersect directly with your life. Perhaps a misunderstanding, perhaps a minor betrayal, perhaps a secret kept from you. Whatever it is, it will feel sudden, almost like a shock to the system. But understand this, it is not sudden at all. The currents that led to this point have been moving for months, perhaps years, unseen but inexorable. The pain you feel will be real, yet it is also a signpost, a signal from the universe that your vigilance is required, that boundaries must be respected, and that compassion must be balanced with protection. You may feel anger, my beloved child. You may feel hurt, confusion, and even betrayal. All of these emotions are natural, and you must allow yourself to feel them fully. Do not bury them, do not ignore them, but also do not allow them to dictate actions born of impulse rather than wisdom. Pause, breathe, and observe. Reflect on the patterns, on the history, on the spiritual messages that guide you. These will be your compass through turbulent waters, ensuring that your response is measured, effective, and rooted in clarity rather than reaction. There is also a lesson in humility, my beloved child, both for you and for him. He will be challenged by his own missteps, confronted by consequences he may not have anticipated. In these moments, you may witness pride falter, resistance soften, and awareness awaken. But this awakening is delicate. You must offer guidance without judgment, protection without control, and love without surrendering your own boundaries. The balance is subtle, yet it is the path that preserves both your integrity and the potential for him to grow, to recognize the shadows within himself, and to act with wisdom. And yet, my beloved child, you must prepare for resistance. He may not see the need for caution, may not understand why you hold certain boundaries, and may even feel offended or challenged by your careful vigilance. This is not a reflection of your failure, nor of a lack of love. It is simply the natural response of a spirit unaccustomed to self-reflection or to the gentle mirror you hold up. Stand firm, my beloved child, for firmness is a form of love when it is rooted in protection and truth. There will be moments when he will test your patience directly, asking for things that strain your sense of discernment, pushing boundaries with charm or guilt, or seeking to draw you into decisions that compromise your peace. These moments are crucial, for they reveal both his intentions and your capacity for spiritual clarity. Respond with awareness, my beloved child, with a heart that sees deeply and a mind that weighs consequences. Speak when necessary, remain silent when prudent, and always act from the place of guided intuition rather than reactionary emotion. The world around him, my beloved child, will also challenge both of you. Outside influences, expectations, and pressures will tug at his spirit, sometimes pushing him toward paths that carry risk or harm. You may witness him stumble, falter, or make mistakes that have ripple effects on your life. In these moments, your vigilance and spiritual discernment will be your greatest allies. Observe without judgment, protect without aggression, and guide with wisdom that comes from a heart anchored in love and truth. You will also need allies, my beloved child. Seek them quietly, those who understand the subtleties of human intention, those who can offer insight and counsel without amplifying fear or judgment. Their perspective will illuminate patterns you may not see alone, offering clarity and guidance in moments of uncertainty. But choose wisely, my beloved child, for not every ear or counsel is aligned with truth. Let discernment guide your alliances, as it guides your interactions with your brother, ensuring that each step you take is informed by wisdom rather than impulse. And know, my beloved child, that your awareness will not only protect you, but may also serve as a mirror for him. When he sees your boundaries, your careful observation, your refusal to be swayed by charm or impulse, he may awaken to his own shadows. This awakening may be subtle at first, a flicker of conscience, a moment of hesitation before a reckless choice. Hold on to hope in these moments, my beloved child, for the potential for transformation is real, though it must unfold in its own time. There will come a turning point, my beloved child, a moment when choices must be made clearly, when decisions carry weight and consequences become tangible. You may be required to step forward, to intervene, or to distance yourself in order to preserve both your safety and the potential for his growth. Approach these moments with courage, with clarity, and with the understanding that your love does not need to be compromised in order to protect your spirit. Love, my beloved child, is strongest when it is aligned with truth and awareness. And in all of this, my beloved child, remember to care for your own spirit. The vigilance you practice, the discernment you exercise, the patience you cultivate, all of these are acts of self-love as much as protection. Guard your heart, nurture your intuition, and maintain your connection to the higher guidance that whispers truth when the world is loud. In this, you will find strength, clarity, and the resilience to navigate the complexities of your brother's presence in your life without losing yourself.